Hello and welcome to the BMC Learning Series. Today we'll be covering MainView Batch Optimizer Infrastructure. This is the second of 3 courses on MVBO, so if you have not taken the MVBO introductory course, you may wish to do so now. The MainView Batch Optimizer infrastructure consists of 4 types of started tasks. These tasks are normally started during the IPL process of an LPAR and are intended to remain up until the next IPL cycle. Shown are the default 4-character subsystem IDs for each task. During this course, we'll refer to the default names. Now let's take a look at each of these tasks in detail. It all begins with a BMC primary subsystem. This is a relatively benign address space that paves the way for additional address space, the BCSS. There are a few considerations that are unique for the BMCP. First, we are allowed to have one and only one instance of a BMCP running in each LPAR. The BMCP plants some hooks into the system that will be used in other areas of the product. During the IPL process, this should be the first of the BMC started tasks to be started. The task should be left up even though it will do very little work after it's been initialized. The BMCP related infrastructure is shared among several BMC products and is not unique to MainView Batch Optimizer. If you already have a copy up and running on your system, it probably means you have another product that is also using BMCP related infrastructure. It's important to coordinate product maintenance activities to ensure that you have maintenance level compatibility between the products that share the started task. Here's an example of the execution JCL for the BCSS. Like the BMCP JCL, it typically exists as a member in your started task proclib. Notice that the //regiset and the //BSL plex DD statements. The BSL plex dataset is the same dataset you will manipulate in the ISPF panel. It contains all the members that control the function of the product. The regiset is the repository that contains much of the activity-related history used by the product to optimize jobs. You will probably have separate data sets for a test version and a production version of this product. If you intend to run in a parallel sysplex, you would typically start the same proc up on each LPAR. Any commands to the started task must be prefixed with the subsys ID. BCSS is short for BMC Consolidated Subsystem. Within BMC, the BCSS infrastructure is shared among a number of products. The BCSS requires that the BMCP is up and running before it will initialize. Unlike the BMCP, which allows only a single instance to be running on each LPAR, you can have multiple BCSS started tasks up and running on an LPAR. Even though the BCSS type infrastructure is shared between products, the specific BCSS started tasks are not shared between the products. Within the scope of MainView Batch Optimizer, the default subsys ID is MBOS. The BCSS provides important administrative services to the product. 2 of the most visible are, first, the management of the history dataset. The regiset DD statement refers to this dataset. Second, the BLS plex DD points to the plex PDS, which contains the rules that dictate how the product will function. The BLS plex dataset is the same dataset you'll manipulate in the ISPF panel. It contains all the members that control the function of the product. The regiset is in the repository that contains much of the activity-related history used by the product to optimize jobs. The Job Optimizer Pipes subsystem is used to perform data transfer between job steps or separate jobs. The default subsystem ID is MBOP. When issuing commands to the MainView Batch Optimizer Job Optimizer Pipes subsystem, the commands must be preceded with a modify F followed by the subsystem ID. Here's an example of the MBOP started task JCL. Notice that the BLS plex DD is the same for both the MBOS as well as the MBOP tasks. The MBOXJS, or Extended Job Execution Subsystem, is started when the MainView Batch Optimizer Job Optimizer component is enabled. The default subsystem ID is MBOX. When the Job Optimizer component is executing, batch job steps execute in either serial or parallel fashion. The serialized steps run on the JS initiator, while the split steps run on the XJS initiators. Start only one MBOX started task for each LPAR. Additional XJS initiators will be spawned as needed for step splitting. So here's an example of the MBOX started task JCL. The MBOX started task is started along with the rest of the MVBO infrastructure. One interesting aspect is that the started task will go away once it spawns the first XJS initiator. This is okay and to be expected. Now let's see what a job looks like when steps are split and running on an XJS initiator. Here's what that job looks like on SDSF when it's split. In this example, the job is being split into 6 parallel steps. The job name is BDL split. We rename job steps to full JS. Only one job with a particular name can run at a time. Brackets mean that this step is running on XJS initiator. The first step is executing in the JS initiator in Class A. The other steps are executing on a MainView Batch Optimizer XJS initiator with the bracket symbol next to the batch job executing. The bottom display shows what you will see when you scroll to the right. Notice that each split step is assigned to a unique ASID. When the MainView Batch Optimizer started tasks are initialized and the Job Optimizer component is enabled, one XJS initiator is started. This initiator will remain active until after the first batch job has been dynamically split. After this, as the workload requiring XJS initiator services reduces or completes, the XJS initiators are dynamically drained until needed. No XJS initiators will remain active. These XJS initiators are managed by the MainView Batch Optimizer subsystem. Remember, only job steps that are dynamically split by the Job Optimizer component will use the XJS initiators. That's it for this session. For more videos on MainView and other BMC solutions, please visit our BMC mainframe YouTube channel at youtube.com/user/BMC software mainframe/featured. Thank you and see you next time.